So anyway, my concerns with all these different amounts that I went to the office the other day with, that's just on my office that were all different amounts. And I was real nice. I walked in and I said, I don't understand all these different amounts I'm being charged every month and the different taxes and stuff like that because it doesn't make sense. And then and that's off the website for the storage company. Um, and then my actual bills, okay, reflect something different when I pay in the office. It has all these weird little charges like $2 here, dollar here, $4 here. And when I ask them about it, they say, oh, that's taxes. Uh, so anyway, um, I had your lease locked me in on price, so my rent shouldn't be different every month. Um, but that's just on the office. The same company handles the storages. So my mailing address is my office. I had a PO box in Destin. It was 77 to renew it, and I asked them, well, since I have an office, can this be my mailing address? And they're like, sure, because other people get stuff delivered, and there's other people in storages that get their mail here and supplies, and like there's an upholstery guy, and they bring bolts of fabric, and it sits up in the front office till he shows up. So anyway, I'm going through my commercial account, and every once in a while I'll use it for my office or storage payment because it's part of my business. But uh and I never got any statements from Regions, and I've tried repeatedly to get into the computer account, and I've had trouble with that, and it won't even work. And so, um, I told the bank, you charged me for all these statements that I never got. So anyway, and I even did change address. So anyway, they sent me a whole bulk load of them, just like 60 days ago, which I haven't even messed with yet. But now they're starting to send my statements, by the month. So I've got this one um, that I just got the other day and was going through it. But what's really weird is I got like 8 little cards that I haven't even opened because I'm scared to open them because it looks like stuff bouncing and I'm like freaking out. Um, so I get this. This is 2 charges, 630 twice. Okay. That's $224 if I can get a zoom in. $224.45, 48 cents, 2 times from the storage company. Okay. Now accidents happen sometimes, but that's why my account is all offset now and freaking out. So because it goes like chain reaction, like domino theory, then everything bounces. And I don't use cards for a lot of stuff. I usually pay cash because I don't like having to research all this. Everything should stay straight at all times. And I don't even like banks to begin with. So anyway, I'm like freaking out. And so that screaming lady was not here yesterday. And the guy was in the office. He's pretty nice. And let me tell you how simple this was. Hey, I went up there with that statement and I said, hey, I said, check your computer to see on this unit, 149, and see how many payments you got on there for this date. And he looked it up and he said, just one. And I said, well, look at this. And he gets bank statement, he looks at it. See, all my stuff is different price. Even though I have 210 by 20s, they charge me 2 different prices in the 7-day period, and they're way different than each other. And then my office highest of all. So everything's a different price. So, and I don't normally charge 2 things at once at any time on a big amount. I just won't. I'll pay it tomorrow because I want it separate. It's easier for me to keep track of. So anyway, I normally would pay in the office, but she has been so horrible to me this year that, I try to avoid the office at all costs, and her, because you don't know what she's going to be like today. And look at the other day, I went in there to ask 2 questions, and she went ballistic after the first one. And I laid this on the desk and said, I don't understand why it's a different price every month. So, and then threatened to evict me in 30 days, and then an hour later come over and wanted to evict me in 9 days and give me all this paperwork with wanted a forward address and a backdated raise for like 30 something dollars on my office. It was dated for the 1st of June, and here we are, the end of July. Yeah, and so anyway, thank you for the thumbs up. So, I mean, what is your job? You're not doing a damn thing up there but playing on the phone and running the microwave every hour, you know, like you got a whole lot to do. That office used to be a happy place. I can hear it because my office borders that office. And people used to come in and visit, laugh, and talk and carry on all the time. And she is all alone up there most of the time now. And otherwise, you'll hear her screaming. Otherwise, it's just pitch quiet. So things have really changed, and it's really strange because it's always been kind of a happy place up there. But anyway, getting back to this situation, so when I went in the other day, I get all screamed at, yelled at, and told to shut up and this, that, and it's like, whoa, you know, I'm just standing like mud taking it. I mean, what do you do, you know? So, I couldn't get an answer. She never did answer me, you know? And so, the next problem was going on the website to pay. It says that I owe $395 for my office, $395 for one storage, and $395 for the other storage. That's like $1,200. No, I don't pay $1,200. And the storages are a little over 200 each, and then one's way higher than the other, and then my office is the highest. So I had started paying online, and to avoid that office, and sometimes to avoid late charges, because it's just too much trouble. I don't like the negative drama. I'm not going to be talked to crappy. You don't know what she's going to be like. So, that's the thing. So anyway, and when it, owner, it's actually my buddy's neighbor up in Birmingham. Yeah, a guy I've known for years and years and years. Yeah. And so anyway, I mean, how hard is it if a customer asks a question to go ahead and research it? I mean, that's what you're paid for, to sit at that desk doing absolutely nothing all day long. Okay, she won't even go get the mail till like right before she closes the door, which is scary too, because there's several of us that get mail here, and it's like, why is it being left in the mailbox? When I'd get orders, like they allowed me to have shipments here. If I ordered shoes or whatever, I can have it shipped here, and it's like it just sits in that mailbox, and I get a notice that it's already been delivered, and so I don't want to bother them. And then I have to go up there right before closing, at 5:30, and go, excuse me, did my package come? And they're like, well, I don't know, I have to check the mail. So yeah, that's like really weird. I mean, it wasn't the first thing you normally just go to the mailbox and get everything and people's checks and payments out of there and go ahead and record it. I mean, I don't get it. But anyway, so uh my internet keeps going in and out. They can't get to it because the birds are sitting on it and they're Florida reserve. So the workers have to wait till they get a free moment to be able to get up there and work on the tower. But anyway, so I mean, like, how hard was that? To answer my question, to look on your computer right there and answer my question. I never got it answered the other day. So when I went in yesterday, the guy was working there. He's pretty nice. And I showed him this. It took him all of 2 minutes to research it. He's only showing one payment on his end. So it seems to me there's a problem somewhere, that the payment, was paid twice. We found out that the payment was paid after closing of the office. So that means I paid it on the internet. So I have a copy of the receipt, which the receipts are horrible from their website. Their website is so scrambled up. And she had told me the other day, "Oh, you have a virus on your computer, and that's it's all messed up. You're using the wrong browser and all that, and all the copies come up all retarded and scrambled when you try to copy it after you pay, or you try to copy your account to show what's due, because that's what I do, because it changes every time I go up there. Okay, it's all scrambly, and it gets worse, and I print them off every single time. So anyway, I got some that are even worse than that. So anyway, so he's looking it up and all that. No, so I called the bank, and I'm talking to a girl that's on the computer right there, and I said, "Look, I have got these 2 charges, and I need to find out what the deal is, because what were those actually paid? Because when I'm looking at it, it looks like it was actually paid. That's $500 basically. It's like 450 altogether. That's almost $500, and that would explain why my account's going cuckoo, and I'm getting all these $40 bounce charges on other stuff, because my money's supposed to be in there." And so anyway, she looks it up. She said, "Yes, it was paid twice." I said, "Well, how does it get paid twice?" I mean, maybe, because I was thinking they'd run it in the office twice, because their computer's real whacked out. And she said, "It's paid twice." And so I went back up front, to ask the dude. I said, "Well, can you tell if it was paid online or paid in the office here?" And he looked it up, and he said it was after hours. That was done on the computer. I said, "Really?" So I told the lady on the bank, she was still on the phone. I said, "Well, he says it was after hours, so it went through their website." And and I don't want to hear any crap about how, my computer's jazzed up or whatever, because when you go onto their website and pay them, a hijacker is not hijacking the money, pay them twice. A hijacker is there to hijack your account number and your money, and it's not going to the storage company 2 times. Okay? It's going to the hijacker both times, or 1 time, and maybe the payment goes through to where you're actually paying. So that's bogus. There's something wrong with that website right off the top anyway, and it has been for a long time. So anyway, I tell the lady, she's on the phone with me while I'm bouncing back and forth, and she says both charges were at the same time. I said, "Well, how are both charges at the same time?" And she said, "Well, that's what the payment is. Both charges at the same time." I said, "They don't have separate transaction numbers or anything?" Nope. So now I'm trying to figure out, well, is that Region's fault? They've got 2 same transactions, same amount, and same transaction numbers at the same time. Okay? Because he went and looked up my account again. There's no credit. There's only 1 payment. And he pulled it up in 2 minutes. See how easy that was? In 2 minutes, I asked a question, and he answered it. When I went the other day, and all I did was get screamed at and threatened eviction and everything, and then was actually done that. This right here, he Xeroxed this for me. This right here shows 1 payment. But on my account, it shows 2 came out of my bank account. Oh, yeah, well, I totally avoid that. So that was like almost $500. And I was like, "Are you sure that it didn't credit?" Because, see, I owe now, which also accrued 2 more $20 late charges on the 5th and the 15th. But my money is already gone. So that's what I'm late paying now, amongst other things. So that's caused me that problem too. It's costing me money, you know. That's the newest problem. And I'm like, so what do we do? And the bank lady's like, "Well, you can contest, the charge. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to get moved out of here. And all that, and what a mess. And all it took was just a few minutes of this woman's time doing absolutely nothing 80% of the day. Okay. To research what I had brought her just on my office alone. We didn't get to anything else. Instead, screaming and yelling at me, threatening to evict me, and then do it. And then also the fact that I'm upcharged on my office with no notice in advance, and I'm gonna have to pay that before I leave anyway. I paid the one storage, went and rented another storage for $250. Paid this storage over here, two something, and um, so I've been moving that stuff day and night in the rain and in the heat. It is so hot. It's 95 and 100, and I'm by myself. And plus, hauling boxes out that have been rained on forever and rotting, which I can't move to the new storage. I have to have new boxes to repack all that stuff because it won't sit up straight. It'll all fall down when you go to stack it. So, and then you can't get the door open to the storage unit, so you got to make sure it's right. And the new storage has rats. They had gutter rats last night running over the top of my storage. Oh my God. This one has cockroaches, fire ants, and mice, but they do put out mice poison in all the storages when they rent them. And but there's another problem. There's things that attract those animals. Okay, and I'll say this much because there's food in a lot of the storages. Okay, I'll say that much. Food and trash and things. But anyway, so I mean, how much ever did it take to do 2 minutes of somebody's time to look that up on the computer and be cheerful about it? And because, I mean, I'm confused at this point. I mean, was there a malfunction? Did I pay it in the office? Did I pay it online? They can look it up real quick on the computer without me going through a stack of papers over here. Um, and then, you know, has it been credited to my account because it's showing that I owe? And I have to pay that in order to open that other storage up and move it. And see, I have to move out of here to a whole other storage complex. So I'm paying these off and buying more storages to get this moved out. Plus, I've got some other thing that's going on that is not going to be in time. And then I'll have to move it from those storages again. Oh yeah. But if it pans out, it's a commercial property. If it pans out, it'll work out just great. And I'm paying half of everything I pay here. And have a huge amount of square footage for a building. So, commercial building. Yep, with real live air conditioning and water and all that stuff. Well, yeah, I'm moving out. That's what I've been doing. She served me that notice. I don't have any time. She first screamed 30 days, and now she's saying 9 days or whatever it is. I've got to have everything out before 9 a.m. on the 5th, technically. They say I have till the 5th, but you don't. In a matter of fact, my office isn't really an office contract. In the contract, it's actually listed as storage. I don't know how legal that is, but anyway. So it falls into the storage category, you know. But yet she told me the offices were different than the storages because if you didn't pay your rent in your office, you could still stay there 2 more months, but they keep adding bills to it. Because, I thought you would get locked out if you were late, but she said no, they're different. They can't do that. But I don't know. It's a mess. It is costing me double time, man. Like I say, I just rented that other storage the other day for $250. I just paid the bill to unlock that one unit over there, so I can start moving it. You know, and then I've got to go buy another storage to move that other unit, and then probably buy another storage to move my office, unless this deal gets cut midstream, which I won't be able to um, do any deal on that till the second or the third. So I'm just caught in between. So I got to pay 3 times. If that deal in fact goes through, I'm paying here for the debt, paying at the new places for storages, and then I got to pay again to do contract. So it's like, mother God. Yeah. So, and I got way more square footage over here and everything. It's huge. So yeah, but I mean, how hard was it for this guy? He took him 2 minutes, being cheerful, to look that up on the computer. And I also went back to him again with the bank lady on the phone to research, it again. And it was just nothing more than helpful, and even printed me out an additional sheet than what she gave me the other day with that big folded up mess. Just, I mean, it just shows it. I mean, how hard was that? That's the job. If your job is to run a storage company, sit at that desk, then you should be able to answer the phone. You should be able to assist people that would like to rent or people that are moving out. And you should be able to process payments. You should be able to answer a question if somebody has a question about their charges. Okay? I mean, I didn't go in there and go, hey, you ripped me off. I just said hi. And I laid this on the desk in front of her, and I said, I don't understand this. Can you explain to me? She's like, explain what? I'm like, well, because my rent is different price every month. My taxes are different. And then, like, here's one here was 10-cent charge. I got $20 late fee and a 10-cent charge. What is that? Just nickel and dime me to death? Because if you see my physical receipts that come from that office and not on the computer, they have these weird extra charges that say unpaid debt. And it'll be like $1, $2, or $4. And it's on every one of my bills, even my office. And when I ask, they say it's taxes. Well, I mean, by law, wouldn't you put on their tax? Because I think you have to state it's tax if you're charging tax, an extra tax. I mean, I could be wrong. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm opposed to having the raise slapped on me this month to pay it and not being notified in advance. Um, and being charged like $500 in one shot off their website, which never made it to the computer here. It's only showing as one payment, and that was for last month, the end of last month. I haven't even went to research all these other things with my commercial account. I did check my PayPal commercial account. I did check my Bluebird account. Yesterday, I went through all of those to see if there's any duplicates for this year. And now I've got to go through regions and see if there's any other duplicates on the regions for all the months back to see if I've been whacked when I started using the computer to avoid her. Okay. And I'm tired of being screamed at. This is just constant ritual. And it's like, why would you treat a customer like that? You know? Well, for what reason? And if you're that damn miserable, what are you doing working, dealing with the public? You know? All I am is paying customer. I pay a huge amount of money here. I don't pay $50 a month for a little tiny storage like most of these people do. I pay for two big 10 by 20s. I pay for an office. It's supposed to have a working bathroom. And that's the way they showed it to me. It was like going to let's make a deal or something. Oh, and look, there's a bathroom, and we clean it, and we supply the paper towels, we supply the toilet paper, and we take the trash out. That's never happened. Once a month, if you go up there, you can beg and get one toilet paper and one paper towel. All the rest of the time, I still have to supply it. They don't have trash bags here to fit the trash can back there. I had to buy special trash bags all the time. And everybody that's back here uses that trash can, and I take it out because the bugs are so bad in the front office, they come back here. So you have to keep taking the trash out all the time, you know, because it just brings bugs. It's got to stay clean. I mop the floors all the time. I buy the Lysol all the time. I bought the bleach. I thoroughly bleached the hallway floors like 4 times in the time I've been here. I washed all the walls with Lysol because she told me the guy that had this office was back here smoking weed in it. And I had to mop this whole sucker down with Lysol and clean. There's one ceiling fan that kind of works, and clean that and the floors, and I'm just kind of done. Plus, I had to pay a damage deposit of $200 on this office, and I'm like, why am I paying a damage deposit when there's a 2 by 2 foot hole in the wall? Because the guy that was here before was helping them repair the plumbing and getting a discount off his rent, and then 1/4 of the tiles ripped up off the floor, and it's got all kinds of sheetrock mud in the floor because it's been wet. you know, and then it's not been painted, and it's got white plaster all over from where they're patching holes. And you know, she said I could paint it, and but they won't supply the paint. But there was a dude smoking weed back here, so I had to like sterilize this and sterilize the hallway and the bathroom, you know. And the fan in the bathroom is so bad, and people would leave it on, and they'll catch on fire, you know. The fan would rah, 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 rah. And you know, I told the guy that works here that she makes do all the repairs, um, instead of calling somebody in to do them. And it's never been taken down and cleaned or whatever. I didn't want to do it. I know how to do it. I just didn't feel like doing it because it's not my job, man. You know what I mean? It takes time to pull a fan out of the ceiling and then, you know, start cleaning on it, whatever, and cleaning the ductwork up there and vacuum and ladders and all this. And I shouldn't even have to do all that. So, they, you know, they never fixed it. And then the guys in the other office did just recently when they did the toilet, they did the fan. Because we're afraid to catch on fire. I even told her that one day, you know, those fans will catch on fire. She goes, oh, I know. I knew somebody had one that caught on fire. Well, why didn't they fix it? I mean, my God. It doesn't take a 3-year-old to figure all this out. It's kind of simple. Bottom line, I went up there to ask why this is. I couldn't even get an answer. You know, I got with somebody else in the office to ask about why I've got 2 charges, almost $500 for 1 unit. And I got an answer in 2 minutes flat. And paperwork. Offered me the paperwork to go with it. Yep. Offered me the paperwork to go with it. This stack of like 6 things printed out. So, but now still I got to take all the time now to research my Regions commercial account to make sure that any other time I have paid their website that I haven't been charged 2 or 3 times. You know, now. Because I still have to pay the money before I leave. Or my stuff will be locked up. So, before the 5th. It'll be the 1st. So, I'm not real happy. And it's hard on me to have to mess with all this right now. And she will not extend it. Like I told her, I said, well, if I go over a couple days, can I pay you the difference or whatever? Nope. And I said, if I made one of the units out early, then you credit it back and I could just like put it on one of the other ones so it'd give me an extra couple days. Nope. And they always refunded this complex. Always. If people move out early, whatever, they credit it back to them, they refund it to them. But she won't do it for me. Wow. I must be special. So there you have it. I wanted to give you guys an update. Still working on this. Don't know. I have to go meet with a bank manager too. Because I've got other charges that have incurred due to this, thinking I have money. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy to got like $500 of my money. You know, so I've been short and not even knowing it. And then, you know, I accrued 2 late charges in the meantime because I've got to pay that rent on 149 before I even leave here. And it's locked right now, that unit. And they've got my payment twice last month, but I still have to go in and pay for that because their computer's not showing that. So it's got last summer in the thing that Regions took the money out of my account. That's what she said. Okay, so it's either the bank error or that website, which is so scrambled, that website for the storage company. And it was rerouted or whatever, but they got the money. The bank says they got that money. So I'm owed money from somebody, one way or another. So in the meantime, I just want to give you guys that update. I'm not happy about it. And you know, the lack of professionalism and strictly business is beyond me. I shouldn't have to be screamed at and talked to like that and told to shut up. And this is repeated. This has happened so many times. Back where we were talking about the doggy thing with the pit bull thing and all that. And she blew a head gasket and told me then she would FUCK me big time on my storages and office, and that I was going to get it because I didn't like her doggy. What does that have to do with my business here? A dog does not have anything to do with the business I do with this company. I ran an office, 2 storages. No dogs, no cats, no kids, no nothing, no cars. That's all I rent. That's all I rent. And it should have nothing to do with anything else. Not a burger from the burger joint or a soda pop from the corner store. It has nothing to do with anything else. Bottom line is, as long as I pay my bill, I rent. If I don't pay my bill, then I lose. It's a simple matter. So, but I can't seem to get any answers. Anyway, I didn't think it was real offensive to go up there with this that I got off of their website alone that I wrote down. And go up there and say, hi, I don't understand why all these prices are different. I got a good idea. I got a real good idea why they're all different. And I'm sure you do too. Anyway, I got to get back and start moving some more stuff. It's been raining today and it's super hot. And it's just about to kill me. I'm doing it morning and night. And it is terrible hot. We're at 95 and 100 degrees and stuff most of the time now. So, and the storages are really hot inside. So, it's really hard on me. Yep, because I'm doing it all by myself. And I've got to get it out like super fast because I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's such short order. Um, you know, it's sort of like that bathroom being down for 3 weeks. That was cruel and inhumane. Yeah, 100%. You know, it's funny, when she screamed at me the other day, she said, I don't even have to fix the bathroom. It's not in the contract. I can just close it if I want. I was like, my God, you know they got bathrooms outside to the complex? Don't you think they might have said, gee whiz, we're so sorry. Here's keys for all you guys in offices when you're here when our office is closed. Yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you have a great one. Any thoughts? Comment below. I so love you. You have a great one.